This week's episode's brought to you by 420. 420. What was I talking about again? Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Root Beer.
And Matt, you sound sick.
Alright, I'm not really sick. It's, my throat is full of frogs because of allergies.
I mean, okay, alright. Where did that come from originally?
The frogs?
Yeah, I got a frog in my throat.
I don't know. I assume they just get jammed in there while you're sleeping.
Yeah. What about that myth where, like, you swallow, like 7 spiders per year or some bullshit like that?
Sounds not believable.
Yeah, like, how do they measure that? They're like...
Right, it's like this untestable thing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, whatever.
Yeah. What is testable, though, is what happened in all the reveals that we've got from Bushiroad about the V-Series in the past week. So, just like a little bit of housekeeping, because we're in this kind of transition period, Nexus at Night, at least for a while, for the most part, we're going to kind of become like an NPR politics podcast type of thing where we just talk about what happened in the past week in Vanguard news.
I mean, yeah, because that's what people care about.
Yeah, I mean...
That's what I care about. Because, like, I basically don't even play G-Format or Premium. I'm just only looking forward to Standard.
I don't blame you.
Same, more or less.
What new things do we have? Tappity tap tap.
I'm buying into Royal Paladins, but that's for Standard only because I don't want to do the blaster shit. I don't wanna. So there are some reveals, and we got a new Banlist in the past week, and we got a lot to cover. So, yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Why don't we start with the new Cruel Dragon? So he's a grade 3, and then from hand, during your opponent's turn, or during your turn that your opponent's rearguard was retired, you may normal call this card even when your Vanguard is at grade 2 or less. And then also on rearguard circle, when he hits a Vanguard, you can return it to your hand and soul charge.
Wait, so you have to normal call it?
Yeah, like...
So you have to kill the thing in main phase, or ride phase or whatever, and then you can normal call it during main phase?
Yes.
That's infinitely worse.
Yeah, I mean, okay, one thing
that call really hurts this card, right?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that does help with this is that it has the Force gift, so if you have to ride him, it's not the end of the world.
Right, I think that's the saving grace of this card, is that it has Force printed on it.
Yeah, but there's other stuff with Force printed on it.
Right.
Like Draconic Overlord and fucking anything else. And this is a double R, by the way, in the first pack. I cannot wait when we're, several packs down the line and we look back at this for like, how the hell did that get double R?
I mean, how is Akane a triple R, but...
Except I'm going to say it now. How the hell did this get double R? This is like promo at best to me.
Yeah, I don't know how... So, my inclination is that this card is not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But if the format really rewards you popping something when you're on grade 2 and then calling a guy, I don't know.
Well, it would be cool.
Well, here's the other problem, right? Let's say that you have the dream start. Let's pretend you have the best possible situation. If you're on grade 2, your opponent's on an AK grade 1, right? You pop a thing, you call Cruel Dragon, then I guess you attack with Cruel Dragon first?
Yes?
Because you have to, right?
Well, it's main phase, basically.
Right.
You have to normal call it.
Well, if you don't attack with Cruel Dragon first, you need to call a booster behind it. Because even if you get a trigger, if your opponent gets a trigger, he can't hit. Because it'll be 18.
Yeah.
Not 13.
That's... Yeah. Sorry,
you're going to want to call or attack with it first, and then if you just get a trigger on your Vanguard attack, whatever.
Yeah. I'm still getting used to triggers being 10k. boosts.
Right.
But like another thing that's strange about this is it can return itself to your hand, and B, you get a soul charge off of it. It seems like a lot of the new Kagura stuff gives you soul when it doesn't seem like there's a lot of soul consumption. It's like Dragonic Overlord, and then that's about it, kind of.
I'm just gonna assume Dragonic Waterfall uses a shit ton of soul whenever we get it revealed.
That would make sense. Dragonic Waterfall is going to be like the big bad, right?
There could be a world where you play like 2 of this card. Like, because you probably want all your grade 3s to have the Force Gift.
Yeah. What would be nice, though,
is... the other grade 3s just might not be reasonable to ride early.
It would be nice if the steal wasn't a normal call. Because then you could be like, all right, I blow up your rear guard in my battle phase, call a new thing, and then I can attack again, or whatever else.
But no,
you have to normal call it.
Yeah.
This certainly feels like the first set of like anything. It's definitely a 01. So that was like the start of our week, was this thing. And then we got Gigantic Charger. So, yet another V series. One of you guys want to take this one?
So, when this unit or your other Vanguard is placed, it gets plus 10,000 power. So it's basically a Force Gift without actually having a Force Gift, and for 1 turn.
I mean...
But if you re-ride your Vanguard, he's going to get 10k, you get to place a Force Gift.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's a one-man army, kind of.
Yeah.
It would, like, this does seem useful for, like, a game where we're going to be constantly rewriting to get more gifts.
Yeah.
The fact that he doesn't have a gift himself kind of hurts a little bit, I guess.
Right.
Although, granted that when he's ridden, you get the gift anyway, sort of, just for the turn.
Well, yeah. That's less good. The point about gifts is that it becomes more absurd the more turns you go into the game, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And is permanent, at least in the case of Excel and Force.
Right.
He's basically those, like, 10k plus 10k guys from the Break Ride era, except he's a 13k base, because they don't seem to be doing the lower power bases as much anymore.
Good. I hated that.
I think this guy's better than Cruel Dragon, except, ignoring the gift part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think his rules text is better than Cruel Dragon.
Yeah.
But
he's a common, which makes sense.
Like, I don't think you're going to want to end up playing this card.
Yeah.
Where Cruel Dragon you might end up playing just because it has Force printed on it.
Yeah. Assuming we don't just go Dragonic Overlord, Dragonic Waterfall.
Right.
Who knows? Could be a good time. So the next thing that they revealed isn't a card, but just to appease some people. So they are giving Pale Moon, Grand Blue Narukami, and OTT their G-Guard heals.
Verse 2.0 skill heals.
Yeah. Which is good, but when?
Who knows?
Yeah. And it's also a promo campaign, so...
I know, I just, it's very infuriating. I want my stupid heals already for Pale Moon.
Random pack inserts in Q4.
Probably, because it's a promo campaign in Japan, so the only way we're going to get it in America is if they just shove them into the set randomly.
I'm going to have a goddamn aneurysm.
Or shop challenge.
Yeah,
that's
or
worse.
Shop challenge.
That's worse.
But then you can get heals that say congratulations on them. Imagine Miracle Healing with a heal that says congratulations.
Congratulations, you drove to Sherman Oaks. That's what mine would say.
That'd be so great.
Matt.
Alright, then there's this reprint, sort of, not really, called Berserk Dragon. So he has an auto on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle. So when placed, you can counterblast 1, soul blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguard and retire it, and if it's on Vanguard Circle, you draw a card. So this is a great grade 2 ride. You're probably going to pop something and draw a card. It's going to be great. And then when on Rearguard Circle, it has another auto. When it attacks a Vanguard, if the number of your rearguards is greater than your opponent's, it gets power plus 3,000.
Okay, so it can
Which
hit
is a
Vanguards
little
on
awkward,
its own.
because that means it's going to be 13 on its own.
Yeah. I mean, I think the point is just that it hits Vanguard without being boosted.
Right. But that's I guess the best case scenario is you just like have a force marker on a rear guard and you just call this guy.
It's 23.
Yeah, 23. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
plus he makes up for his own ride minus, which is cool.
Yeah. I think that's like one of the better parts about this card.
Yeah. Also, it's not Counterblast 2; it's Counterblast Soul Blast. Like they, like how they transitioned in the G era. I'm glad they're not really going back to just Counterblasting 2 for something.
Right.
Yeah, this thing's good, and it's. God, I gotta look at the picture again.
It's a triple R.
It's a triple R. God, that picture is so blurry. But yeah, that's at least for the time deservedly a triple R.
Mm-hmm.
Berserk Dragon is sweet. It's if it wasn't in V series, I think we'd all feel cheated. Whether you play Kaga or not, Berserk Dragon just exists.
Yeah, he's got 2 heads and shit. Let's see, another trial deck card they revealed. So yet again, another embodiment of armor bar. So one place, you counterblast Soul Blast, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards in the same column, retire it, and if the number of rear guards is greater than your opponent's, he gets plus 5k till end of turn. So he's like a fucking... God, what's that card for Blaze that when you... Shakur. When you call it, if you have less, you kill something.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got Blaze, you get power. So, yeah, cool, I guess. It's fine.
Also hitting by himself, the turn he's called.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, true. And also, like, I'm starting to retract my statement of Kagero is a lot of soul building, but not like this plus Berserk Dragon.
Plus Overlords plus 10k.
I'll believe it. I'll believe it.
You call this guy to you call this guy to his own column. He gets with a force 23 on his own.
Yeah.
If he lives, you just move him back. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did his job.
And I think 10k vanilla grade 2s seem reasonable to me, because I think the 10k shield they have, where regular grade 2s have 5k shield, is pretty big.
Yeah.
Especially with the ability to intercept.
At least early in the game, or
Right.
early in the
Right. And it incentivizes calling them to rear guard and not riding them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What was the next one? It was okay. Another high dog breeder Seiran. So when it's placed on van or rear, I can't tell what the cost is. It says during this turn, one of your high beasts in the same column gets plus 5k.
It's just when it enters play.
Oh.
There's no cost. It just happens.
Yeah, because the effect translation just says C1P. Card in play. Card in play. Okay.
CIP comes into play.
CIP comes into play. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I mean, whatever. Take it or leave it.
Sometimes in Magic we use ETB for enter the battlefield.
Uh-huh.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah. It's kind of a, whatever promo. Nothing to write home about.
It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a high beast, right? It's just a tamer, so you have to have some other dog thing in your same column or whatever. So,
Yeah.
So then there's some premium promos. Like this morning timer for Novas, right? It's a premium card?
Yeah.
Am I correct in thinking this? Because it's 7k, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Is there a way to tell in the bottom of the card or something?
Well, it's a 7k grade 1. So
yeah, I get that.
And it doesn't have the V marker.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it says,
that's how they're doing
at the
it.
beginning, start of your battle phase, you may pay the cost if you do, or stand all your rear guards. And the cost is retiring this unit. So it also has the old templating, so that tells me that it's not a V card. So this card sucks. This card is pretending that Nova Grapplers is doing the rest everything during main phase thing. Nobody cares. Move on. Does anybody actually do that?
I don't think so.
Except for the guy that rests and gives everybody resist. That's about it.
But that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you don't really care about restanding that guy at that moment.
Nope.
I just don't understand why they keep printing these cards. I just don't get it.
I feel like if they printed this around GBT 10, it would have made more of a difference. Because they were actively trying to do that with Rush, and then People were like, "This is dumb. Stop it." And they're like, "Okay."
All right, what else we got?
Imperium Dragon, so it's a Link Joker promo, and it's also for premium. So during your turn, if your opponent does not have any rear guards, it gets power plus 10,000.
That's GB1 skill, right?
Yes.
Okay. This card is whatever.
Why is it GB1? They didn't have to make the GB1.
That's why.
What?
Because screw you, that's why.
Yeah. Whatever.
This card sucks.
Link Joker something about Link Joker. Whenever they get promos, they're like 9 times out of 10 just complete butt.
Most promos are complete butt, which actually I'm okay with. I wish they all were complete butt. I really hate it when they come up with some promo that you have to have.
I would rather they come up with a promo. What?
Because if they make a promo that you have to have, right? Then you have to go finding it through whatever channels, like a Gleam.
I guess. I mean, I would rather they use promos as a reprint.
I agree with you.
That would
That's
be
what
cool.
I'm saying. I think that having cards that are only obtainable through promo means is bad.
Oh, yes. But you
So,
also
like,
get things
so that-
like Tapering Beaver, who is... I love him.
Right, but they could have just made it available somehow. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Point is, that's how it is.
Okay.
So also, because Bushiroad hates Dimension Police, Laurel gets restricted to 1 in premium.
Okay, so, yeah, they released a new ban list. So starting July 20th, 2018, Commander Laurel gets restricted to 1 again.
Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
Let's talk about Laurel specifically. We don't want to get bogged down in any other clans right now. Let's just talk about my main man, Commander Laurel.
You're mean.
Laurel's always been there for me, except when he wasn't. I'm just kidding. He was really only good after Stride. Before that, he was pretty bad. It's fine.
Wasn't he good, like, at the beginning of Break Rides when you first got the Die Kaiser?
Oh yeah, there was a meme deck. Yeah, there's this very memey deck called Crazy Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
This was before Stride era. You played like 6 grade 2s, 8 grade 1s, and however many other grade 3s till you get to 50 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you played the Superior Ride dude. I think you played the Superior Ride dude. It didn't matter. So anyway. So you would ride Die Kaiser, you would break ride with any of your grade 3s. Your decks had like 20 grade 3s in it or some shit. And this deck won like some kind of Japanese event. And the guy who made the deck was like, I was trying to get the Dr. O prize, which is like the best performing, like most unique deck.
Yeah.
Or like most interesting deck.
And then he just ended up
But
winning.
he just sacked all of his opponents.
That's great.
So you just kind of like, woo! Like the deck looks like a complete joke. It's running like it started Enigma and Flow. My apologies.
Yeah.
So
I think it ran the Enigma Ride chain
Flow.
so that you could afford to have less of your lower grade cards because you could just ride chain up, and then you would have
So
the Die
it was
Kaiser.
a style ride chain like that search for the grade 2 automatically. Right?
Uh-huh.
So you'd ride Ripple, search for Wave, and just have your grade 2.
Yeah.
His version also ran the Lamp Camel clone, the Operator Girl Mika,
Yeah.
on hit counterblast 2 draw card.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but he did.
Well, also, a Nigman Wave was on hit draw, right? Was that?
I mean, sure. But how often were you calling this career?
No, I mean, a Nigman Wave on Vanguard Circle.
Oh, probably.
Like when you
It
wrote
doesn't
it.
matter. It's just to get you to grade 2.
Okay, but I have to find this out just to make sure I'm right. If it's 14
anyway,
or greater, gets on hit draw. Okay, good. I was right.
It's never going to be 14 or greater. Doesn't matter. So anyway, you see start of attack, right?
Yeah, start of attack step. So
Yeah.
I wanted to unpack this a little bit because, like, yes, it's very funny that like Dimension Police players keep getting like kicked in the nuts, but what do you think of like we've said before on this podcast, and it's been brought up before that Commander Laurel limits design space, and
So,
Go
we
ahead.
should let's just say something like instead of saying something vague like limits design space, what should we say? We
Okay,
should say Bushiroad can't print Sweet Dimension Police cards if they constantly have to worry about Laurel breaking the game.
You know what the best part is? Like, you brought up the design space thing in the first place.
You're right. But we're talking about Laurel specifically, right?
Yes.
We can just say things specifically about Laurel.
Yes.
So, like, Bushiroad is basically every time they print a card. In Japan, they kind of jumped the gun, I think. It was kind of unfortunate. Because there was a deck that came around in the West that didn't hit Japan because they didn't have Laurel.
Yeah.
Which was the Break Right Sinbuster deck. Which was super sweet, actually. Like, that was... Like, the deck was kind of, like, bonkers.
I think that was the last time I remember seeing you truly happy. Was when that deck was in its heyday.
So Bushiroad kind of over worried about Laurel, and so every card they print can't, like, guard restrict, can't, it has to have some, like, amount of randomness to it. You can't print, like, cards that always do what you want them to do.
Makes sense.
Because Laurel is just too good then.
Okay, we like, just to people, we didn't even explain his effect. Laurel's effect is when your Vanguard hits, you can rest 4 rear guards and restand your Vanguard. So.
Sorry, I was assuming that everyone knew what Laurel did.
Yes, but
not fair.
I keep having to remind myself that this could be someone's first introduction.
No, you're totally right.
Vanguard, so.
I just.
Yeah. So, like,
yeah,
but but I think Laurel being limited can be a good thing if they decide to actually kind of follow that up with well-designed cards.
What this means for me is I'm just more excited to play Dimension Police and Standard. Because, like, I don't even have old cards anymore for Dimension Police.
That's true. Now you don't have to
Yeah.
deal with his ass. It's good.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Okay.
And, like, I don't think the old cards are going to be that great anyway. Just because, like, old Dimension Police cards are just not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only one that could be worthwhile is probably Daikaiser.
Yeah.
Which I think I still own. I just sold all the expensive garbage.
Understandable. So another part of the ban list is they actually, like, did another thing like what they did with Sword Me back in the day, where it's a very specific type of ban, which is you cannot use, after August 31st, you cannot use Purple Trapezist with the new Jumping Jill card that comes in VBT02 in the same deck together.
I don't know what this is or why this is, but this Jumping Jill sounds sweet as fuck.
Okay, so so Jumping Jill's the original Jumping Jill was just when she's called from Soul, she gets 3K.
But this
Big
one clearly can't be just that.
Okay, this one they already have, like, a wiki article for it, which I'm guessing is going to be invalidated anyway. But as of right now, the assumed effect is when placed from Soul, you pay some kind of cost, put a rear guard into your Soul, and call it card other than a grade 2 from your Soul to rear guard in the back row. So the idea with this very specific ban is that you could potentially form an endless loop of going back and forth between Jumping Jill and Purple Trapezist, which
so
in
they
premium...
just found the first skill that made a loop.
I think so, but at least, well, no, because they had that loop, the almost loop with that Grand Blue card in Rummy Labyrinth, and everyone was like, "Dude, what the hell?" And they were like, "Okay, fine, we'll fix it." But
so,
like,
I actually like that they made this claim now.
Yeah,
because it shows that they're thinking about cards in future sets with premium.
Yes,
So it does a couple things here. A, it lets them know that they're thinking about how to design their freaking sets finally. And two,
all it took them was
it lets us know that they're also thinking about premium.
Yeah.
So this is simultaneous.
I'm not sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, shut up. So simultaneously, they are building confidence in that the premium is being cared about, which is already something that was really shaky.
Yeah.
At least for a lot of Western players, like, oh, are they just going to kill off premium? And they're saying, hey, we're starting to think about how we design sets a lot more.
I mean, if there's one thing Bushiroad cares about, like, stopping, it's loops. That's why that's why they put Refers to 1. That's why they put Cosmos, Pixie, Lizbeth to 1 in Japan anyway. So, like, but this isn't even you could maybe loop if you draw into it again. No, this is like, if you have 2 cards, you're looping.
Yep.
Intensely Spicy Clown and your Vanguard are hitting literally infinity.
The best.
Like, Obelisk the Tormentor, sack 2 things, become infinite, or whatever the fuck it was.
Torment!
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Another thing about this ban list. So, TikTok Worker, 7C's Night Runner, and Barkdoll can be used as starters again.
Man, after
Yay!
like 5 or 6 years or whatever,
Of Barkdoll being...
use Barkdoll.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're still only restricted to 1 copy each, which, fine. The 7 runner deck is dead, and it's especially dead with the new rules on striding, A. And B, it's like, I don't know, new era. I don't know if this Barkdoll thing is really going to do much. I mean...
See, the TikTok one would be relevant.
Yeah.
Actually, the TikTok one could still be relevant.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean... And here's another, like, coup de grace on top of this. Flash Ripple Odysseus is back at 4.
Oh, God.
So what does this
That's
mean?
frustrating.
Like, what does this mean to have Odie back at 4?
Ripples is equally as annoying as it was before. Now it's like playing against Chris, except everyone can play Ripples like Chris.
Chris is a friend of ours from college. That's not the point.
He always has Odysseus at grade 1. Yeah. Every game.
Well, whatever it is. I think, like, do you think, like, having the new rules on Stride is going to make Ripples crazy again? Because I see deck lists popping up with people like, you just run the Ripple engine up to grade 2, and then you switch to Thavas, and then do all your other stuff.
Stride is kind of crazy enough where it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Ripple stuff is just very good just by itself. And you could and people were mixing the Ripple garbage with other stuff before.
They were?
Yeah, I think you could just use the Ripple engine for, like, early game and then right up to things that do stuff at GB.
Yeah, I think Thavas was really common because you got the Glimmer Breath clone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That restood without any boost or anything.
Adelaide.
Yeah. So you could do, like, a lot of
and then, like, Thavas gives your shit resist, so...
Yep, and you just play 16 crit and go.
Yeah, pretty much. Like... Aquaforce might be able to do stuff again with Odysseus unbanned. And then I think with the new Stride rules and the overall power of things in Standard now, that this probably isn't going to do too much in Premium other than exist.
Right. See, the problem is a lot of old Aquaforce units hit for 11.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not enough.
Yeah, in Standard it's not going to matter. In Premium...
Right, in Standard they're going to reformulate Aquaforce units to hit for the appropriate numbers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In Premium they won't. Like, they all just got to be like, oh, they all get 2k.
Yeah.
No.
And then Valios is like, yeah, that doesn't matter. Come down. I wonder if that's actually going to be a thing, where there's just going to be, like, the one the Blue Wave deck that just, like, won't adapt to the new shit. They're like, fuck you. I'm gonna... I'm not
I guess it also depends on what archetype they're giving to Aquaforce when they start retraining all the cards.
I mean, like, we have another Leon, so I'm guessing Blue Storm, but who knows? I mean,
Except he played both.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're gonna do subclans.
Hold on, guys. What did he play in the manga?
That's actually a good question. What did he play?
He didn't exist in the manga.
He didn't exist in the manga.
Oh, I did not know this. That's cool.
Atlas, no.
I mean, I'm like the least weebish of all of us here, so.
Whoa, anime sucks and it's for nerds.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. So, another. We have a couple more card reveals, and then, like, they revealed the identity of another Protect clan. So we'll get to that at the end. But more reveals, yay! So Dragon Knight Burge is act on Rearguard Circle if the number of your opponent's rearguards is 4 or more. You counterblast one and put him into your soul. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, and one of your rearguards gets plus 10k till end of turn. So this is a 6k grade 1, which is a little weird to me.
Gone.
What?
Cards like, okay.
It's very odd to me. It just seems like, why did they make it a 6k for seemingly no reason? I thought if they were going to, like... the idea before was, like, 6k grade 1s had, like, I guess stronger effects or were perfect guards. But
this one doesn't.
Yeah, it seems like you would make it a 7k, wouldn't you?
Or an 8K,
Or an
like the
8K.
rest of them.
Yeah. Well, they already made the Vanguard boosters that gain 5k, 7k, so...
Yeah, and once again, this thing is soul fuel.
No, this thing kills itself too, though, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so does Spillover Dragon. But he does that after he attacks.
Right. This one is an act to kill itself.
Yeah, or put it into soul and kill something.
Right.
And give
Pop
something
it back
10k.
to 10K. So I guess that 10K is worth some amount of a card or something. I guess.
I mean, we were talking about like the shield values last week, and that is
If you make it 18 to 28, like that's now like a heal or 2 cards, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like from just a grade 1 or
Or
grade
a-
1 or higher.
Or a 13 to a 23 makes it go from a grade 1 to you need a front or crit trader to guard that.
Yeah.
So it's something. I don't know if like Ruby, are you doing anything with the Kagura stuff or?
No, I don't have any plans to build Kagura right now.
Okay, so
Right.
I'm gonna have to ask somebody and get back to you guys on this. But
I don't know. On its face, it doesn't seem worth it.
I hate that it's a 6K.
me
Yeah,
too.
same.
But I mean, if he gets rid of himself, I guess it doesn't matter too much.
But he gets rid of himself, why can't it be an 8K? Now you have like no incentive to keep it around.
Yeah. And
Well, I'm saying like now you feel forced to use it because your board's mediocre if you don't.
true.
That's bad.
I'm just going to assume Dragonic Waterfall is like Soul Blast 5 or something.
It's the new
Oh
Soul
yeah,
Saber.
If there's like some exorbitant soul cost, if Dragonic Waterfall is like pop 3 guys, choose 3 of your guards to get 5K. Yeah, or 10K. Sorry, everything's upgraded.
That would just be like a strict upgrade of Soul Saber Dragon.
You're 100% correct.
I did the
That
popping
was my
and the
lowest
power.
count.
But then what would the actual Soul Saver do?
Call 3 guys,
Plus
they all get
20K
10k.
to 3 guys.
Yeah.
Easy. No, Soul Saver's just not even in the set. Easy.
Yeah.
You have to wait till the second cycle. And then they put Palamedes, who is, 18K on his own or something.
Palamedes.
Or no, he wouldn't be 18K. He'd be a solid 15K on his own.
Dude, Palamedes was the shit back in the day. I loved him.
That
Loved
was
his art.
busted.
Um,
Actually busted.
what about Funnel Gall?
Um,
What does the thing do?
it's
When
so
it attacks
when it attacks
and...
the Vanguard and is boosted, you can counterboss one counterboss 1, then you soul charge 1, and he gets 5K on a turn, which is kind of whatever.
Yeah. It hits 23, but then... That's...
It's 23 for a counterblast.
Yeah.
So you're playing a counterblast for like a card or half a card or somewhere in there.
Yeah. But you'd have to combine it with a Force Gift, and we have to see what Soul Charging actually does, because they're giving us so much Soul Charging, and we haven't seen all that much Soul Blasting yet.
Yeah, this seems like not great at first glance.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also Grade 1, Knight of Rapid Progress Annal, so during the battle it attacks a Vanguard, it gets power plus 3,000.
It's 11K attacker.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay.
I mean, it's a grade 1? I don't know. Like, I feel like that would have been cool if it was a booster. That'd be nice, I guess.
I wish it were a 12K attacker.
Mm-hmm.
No. No, 11K is fine. 11K is 11. This is an acceptable card.
Why?
Like, if for a grade 1 attacker, this is acceptable. Grade 1 attacker shouldn't hit grade 3s. Does that make sense?
Yes?
Like, your grade 1 should not be able to solo hit a grade 3 without some cost.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, that's how it was back in the day. Like, it would
Right,
go
because
from
they
a
were
7
right?
to a
Which
10.
never
yeah.
hit a grade 3 unless your opponent was playing bad grade 3s.
Or if this was, like, early in the game's history. But,
I think
Well,
by the time those started
attackers
coming
didn't
out,
exist
though.
until late Limit Break. Like,
Yeah.
getting into Break Ride.
oh, yeah. Never mind then.
Because they were all archetype restricted.
Yeah. So that's fine, I guess. I don't think any of these reveals were especially big, except for fucking Blaster Blade! Finally! They finally gave us Blaster Blade.
We have a probably Blaster Blade skill.
Why you say probably? Why probably?
I'm like 90% sure. I'm just saying I'm leaving the window open.
I mean, it looks like a pretty good picture because the reveal to us was in English, which they almost never do.
That's why I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, like usually when we get an English reveal, it's at regionals. They'll have like a big cardboard like.
I'm pretty sure that's
printout.
how we got Tira at first, is that we saw the English box art for her.
Okay, so I get that. This has happened for other cards. I'm just saying because it's exactly Blaster Blade, I'm concerned.
Well, exactly. Blaster Blade is a 10k grade 2 that on Vanguard Circle, if you have 4 or more rear guards, gets a crit.
What?
Yeah.
You're just allowed to do that?
And then on Van or Rear, when he's placed, you can counterblast, soul blast, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row, and kill it.
I mean, that part's less good, but the first part, he gains a crit?
For free,
That's
if
lit.
you do
That's
what if you do what Royal Paladins do best, you are going to have a crit. Yes.
And you get 4 of this guy in the TD? Dang.
Do you get 4 of this guy in the TD? That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh my God, they're not doing the thing where like I gotta buy 2 TDs to get
No,
everything
now
I
you need
want.
4 because you need 4 of the good arts.
I would just buy 2 and use 4 of the bad art,
Wow, you are the worst.
or trade the good art for a bad art plus some cash.
Look, man.
I don't care if they're good art. I
No
just care if they're
respect.
symmetrical. Okay.
0 respect.
I am the Hercule Poirot of Vanguard.
Yep.
Nobody read Murder on the Orient Express. Okay, whatever. Fine. That's how it's
Alright,
gonna
look, that's not the only book he was in, but alright.
be. I mean, a movie about it came out like in the past few months.
Why would I watch a movie about a story everyone knows?
I mean, I don't know. Like
Especially a mystery, right?
it came out in the book came out in the 30s, which
Right, but I'm saying if you're going to pick one of her books,
yeah,
you
but
can
like
pick a more obscure one and make a movie out of it.
yeah, but this is also like a move or like a book where in a time where people don't read anymore.
I mean, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
So
But I was saying, like, if they picked something that was like a slightly more obscure one, it could have been a better movie. But you're right. I just think it's been referenced a little too much, where even if people haven't like read it, they probably know it.
yeah, I guess so. I'm guessing it's kind of the thing where it's like don't spoil Frankenstein for me.
Right?
Why? It's over like 100+ years old. What are you talking about?
What could possibly happen? Who knows?
I had someone get mad at me once for spoiling a plot point of Back to the Future,
The first one.
the first one.
I mean, that's the only one that matters. So.
But like, it's been out for over 30 years,
You're right.
and like has permeated our culture enough to where you're like,
Yeah, you can go down to La Puente Hills Mall and like hang out where they shot it.
yeah, exactly. Lone Pine Mall now, anyway.
What? They changed the name?
Well, I mean, it was Twin Pines when it started.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and then
All right. So also, in addition, this Blaster Blade's sweet. I think that's the conclusion.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it feels more like Royal Paladin.
It feels like worthy of a card that a character should care about.
yeah,
Because the old Blaster Blade was like, all right.
fine, I get to retire, I guess.
Like, his entire connection to the card was like disconnected from the game.
What do you
But
mean?
now this card is also sweet and has a connection to the main character.
Mhm.
All right, this feels better.
I mean, and on top of that, like the only reason that the Blaster Engine stuff got good was because of the stuff around Blaster Blade. It wasn't so much
Right.
that Blaster Blade himself was super good. Because like Flowdoll and searchability and Barkdoll and Alfred Holysaver like did all the work for him, and he was just like a homunculus basically. So the last piece of news that we got. So Angel Feather is now a Protect clan, which surprises nobody.
What I, for one, who said that Angel Feather would be a Protect clan, am horribly surprised.
I need to put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, I think this was the most obvious direction for Angel Feather to go.
Yeah.
But the least obvious part was if you damage swap a Protect marker, like if you put it in your damage, somehow the damage just goes away.
Yeah, so they said that as a ruling. They're like, if you put it in the damage zone and damage swap, your thing goes back to your marker pile. so you can just outright heal.
So you can pay a marker to heal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a good trade to me.
That is
Yes.
that is definitely like a form of strategy that is like that gives some depth to the clan. But also like
That seems absurd.
yeah, but also they're being like, oh, by the way, we're putting everything that damage swaps basically on a watch list. So they put the no seal grade 3. God, this picture is so fucking
No seal
blurry.
grade 1.
No, actually.
What?
I don't think so.
The grade 0? The stand?
No, they didn't. They just put the
No.
grade 3 so far.
Just the grade 3, Black Shot Gavril, so like the second grade 3 Gavril, and then like the Glimmer clone, and I don't recognize the other 2.
What? Are they... Okay, whatever.
Okay, so the important thing is that you can use the no seal grade 1 or the no seal grade 2 and do that in premium, which is like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's some crazy shit. Like, alright, on call, heal. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Guard, heal.
It's a good thing they didn't, like, just immediately take the axe to these. They were just like, alright, we're gonna, this is also their way of letting us know. We're
I have a
actively thinking about this. So, like,
And I don't think anybody here knows the answer to my question.
what's your question?
If a marker goes to damage zone, does it buff my broken hearts?
Ooh, that's interesting. Well, because it depends on if a marker counts as a card or not.
They do
Right.
count as card.
Okay,
Yeah, it
so
does count
It is
as
a card, right? Because it counts as a card in hand.
Yeah.
So it should theoretically count as a card in damage.
Yeah, it's just that it can't exist in the damage zone, so you put it there and then it immediately
So
goes
it
away.
gets placed, effects of a card being put in damage zone go off, and while those are in standby, it's removed by state-based effects.
yeah, so it's like
Works for me.
because the exact wording for Nurse of Broken Heart is when your card is put into your damage zone. Choose one of
Right,
your
so it still gets put, it just immediately is removed.
yeah.
So it's like a token dying in Magic. Got it.
Yeah. So in theory, it should work unless Bushiroad does another one of their like "fuck you" rulings where they're just like,
Sounds good to me. I mean, it's better than the way the end phase works, but, hopefully they'll fix that this time around.
yeah. What exactly are you referring to about the end phase, though?
So
I know it's a
It's
clusterfuck, but I want to know
situation
what
where the end
exactly.
phase is supposed to so you resolve all these things in the end phase, right? You
Yeah.
resolve all these skills, right?
Yeah.
And if nothing's in standby, then you're supposed to each time nothing's in standby, you move on to the end phase. But if everything appears in standby again, you have to restart the end phase.
What?
Yeah, so this is really common Grand Blue.
Oh my god. I know. Now I know what you're talking about. Oh god.
Yeah.
My brain.
Basically, blame Grand Blue.
Grand Blue. Ugh. I just actually got a headache for real. That's ugh. Alright. So, Angel Feather being a Protect clan is kind of awesome actually.
Yeah.
So,
I'm still not going to play this clan.
of course
It
not.
says United Sanctuary on it. And it's not Phantom Blast or Overlord.
Okay, fair. But I was talking to Josie John, who, she's been on this show before, and she's appeared on Different Fights channel and a couple other things. But she is a famous-ish Angel Feather player and Great Nature player. So I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, "What do you think of this?" And she's like, "This is actually pretty damn cool, but I don't like the Protect skill at all." So I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's I think this is the one clan that can actively game the system of Protect markers versus just using them for their intended purpose, which is cool. Good shit.
I mean, OTT is going to help count toward Oracle, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
I just hope that for the other Protect clans, they have some way for them to matter, in a different way than just being a perfect guard.
Yeah.
Because I think that adds that's a free level of depth, right?
Yeah.
It's what else can I do with a card in my hand?
With an extra card in my hand, yeah. I wonder, are you allowed to... I feel like this was answered already, but are you allowed to put the markers in the same sleeve as your deck? So, when you put it in your hand, it's not, conspicuous?
I think they had to be in different sleeves.
They have to be in
No, I
different
think
sleeves.
your opponent has to know if you have and you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has to be different sleeves. That sucks, because that would be cool if, alright, I'm going to put this into my hand. How many cards in hand? 9.
So
Did you
here's
use
something
it?
else.
I was like, well, that's up to you to remember. So, but like, no, it's got to be like, if you use like red sleeves for your main deck, you got to use like purple for the markers.
Or just not sleeve them at all. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here's another thing. Let's say DI. We know DI is Protect Clan.
Yes.
What if they have a card that's like put a card from your hand into Soul? Draw 2 cards. Put this Protect marker. Draw 2. Or whatever. You know, I'm just making up a fact. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Put
that
this Protect marker in my Soul.
I'm guessing it then goes away.
Right.
Yeah.
It would necessarily go away.
Yeah.
But you would still get any cards that say when a card is put into Soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like,
So it'd still trigger, say, Dareem the Thruster.
yeah.
Very interesting.
So I'm guessing it's just like having the extra card in your hand to pay for stuff is nice, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what's Meta Colony gonna do with it?
Absolutely nothing.
Great.
We're gonna lose with them in their hand.
Watch Meta Colony be like super broken, and we're gonna have like all the egg on our face. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for it. It's gonna be great. Also, don't care.
Even when Meta Colony was good, it wasn't good. Or
I
like,
mean,
or rather, it was just like, okay, cool, I guess.
I'm gonna read this card to you. All right, Chronovisor Heritage.
Oh God. What about it?
That card's quite good.
What does that have to do with Meta Colony?
Kind of invalidates them.
Oh yeah,
The same way it invalidates Link Joker.
yeah, or anything really. Shit's good, yo.
The card is quite good.
I'm hoping that like Standard Gear Chronicle has to kind of start from the ground up, like the rest of us.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of starting way back and then just being light years ahead of everybody.
Yeah. It's like
Literally time traveling.
It's like not jerking off for 10 years and then painting the garage. Thanks, Patton Oswalt. So, any other comments about this week in reveals?
I want more.
You want more?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get more. We'll talk about them next week, and we'll get more.
I want reveals of things that aren't Kagura and Royal Paladin, but I know that's not going to happen until the trial decks are fully revealed, at least.
The anime starts in 2 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's also going to be in the first week. It's going to be Kagura versus Royal Paladin, so...
Yeah, it is. It's gonna
That's
be it's gonna be worse than that. It's gonna be TD Kagura versus TD Royal Paladin.
Oh, that's going to be horrifying.
And there's a very strong possibility Aichi just won't ride to grade 3 because he won't have one.
Oh,
But
they did
he'll
the
win
first
off
time.
the extra crit for Blaster Blade.
Will he cheat and have a 6k heal trigger again?
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I don't know.
Aichi's first real cheat was end of season 2 though.
Well, with Ezel?
Where Ezel called like the 4th card from the top somehow.
Yeah.
And also called Blaster Blade Spirit must be nice, etc. Like it was so easy to animate it just on the top.
Yeah. I think they actively had to make it harder for themselves to do the check top 4. They could have just been like, meh, meh.
We're gonna make this harder to animate. Oh, okay. Cool. Is that what the card does? No, it doesn't matter. Alright.
Okay.
What probably happened is they were like, Ezel was like, look at top 5, and they're like, this card's way too good. So they made it like top 1.
Top 1. I still think they could have just, like, at least top 2 or something. Seemed like it would have been nicer, but...
Well, that's not what happened at all.
I mean, especially if you're playing, or paying Counterblast 2 for the skill, you're like, better fucking be something I want. Anyway, well, it is time for our favorite segment, Can't Believe You Said That. Wait, you're kidding, right? Okay, so this week, we had a question on, I think it was Vanguards, and they were asking, when does the anime start? And the anime...
The first mistake was being on Vanguards. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, but this is how we find all the best material for this. So it's
Sure.
like, I gotta go into the belly of the beast. This is for you, alright? This is for you, listeners. But anyway, so somebody, like, someone gives them the answer, and then a little further down the thread, one guy goes, Fuck subs, they suck ass, I hate subs. Referring to
What's wrong with the submarine sandwich?
He's referring to subbed anime, meaning the Japanese anime with the subtitles. And then somebody under him goes, probably the first time I've ever heard anyone ever say that, lol. And then a third guy goes, you think the dub is better? The dub has the shittiest voice acting I've ever heard. And he's right, it does. First guy goes, no, you just got bad taste and you're a dick about it. You are being spelled incorrectly, because of course it is. Third guy, ouch, very edgy, my feelings. First guy, Than, Than, learn to cook wider the personality of every voice.
What does that mean?
Keeps going. You need to consider their personality to match the voices. The voice and the personality type of each character. Third guy, that would be impossible because the dub VAs forgot to put the personality and emotions in. First guy, well, who knows? They might be able to this time. Look, I'm willing to forgive that the last part with night was probably a typo. But what the fuck is Than learn to cook wider the personality of every voice?
I don't even know what that means.
I have no fucking idea.
Like, that's either like the worst voice recognition or like that guy is for real an idiot.
So I think what's going on is this guy's bad at 2 languages, and he's transferring from one language he's bad at to another.
So Google Translate? Like,
yeah.
Oh, that could be something.
Like, let's say your Chinese is really bad, right?
Yeah.
And so he puts down some like wacky Chinese sentences, like this is like approximately what I mean, and it translates it to English. Obviously it's also confused. And then he reads it and he's like, "Wait, I know some words that are better than this."
I mean, okay, so let's say, hang on, falls. So if you put, okay, so I put, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain in English on Google Translate. French goes, la pluie en Espagne tombe principalement dans les plaines. And then if you switch it, and you put the French into French and then it translates into English, it says, the main in Spain falls mainly in the plain. So, like, it... Or, like, I think there was, like, an old Who's Line thing where it's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was hit by a 737 followed by a pack of birds over Madrid yesterday. This confirms the story that the reindeer in Spain was hit mainly by the plane.
But I'm just saying, like, it's very possible for a person to use Google Translate for some sentence in a different language.
Yeah.
I don't know what language might use something like variant of cooking, like wider, as like considering something,
Yeah.
or like like making like a wide. I don't know that, but I think it's possible. At least that's my inclination from this discussion.
I mean, I like how we're trying to kind of figure it out. Like,
look, man, this is what we do.
I mean, it could either be that, or it could be like he was doing the voice to text thing, and it was, that happens with me all the time, where it'll just like not do words or like do words incorrectly, especially because I have a slight speech impediment. So I get it, I guess, but just oh my god, so much entertainment in Vanguards. If you want to like laugh and lose your faith in humanity at the same time, it's just perfect.
Yeah, but also, like, he's looking for dubs, so that also kind of makes it not fit with my theory.
I mean, okay, look, I understand if you don't want to deal with, like, having to read along, or, maybe...
But just say that.
Or, like, Japanese voice acting grates on you, whatever. But, like, the Canadian... or they're Canadian voice actors, but the English voice acting is it's just horrible to listen to.
I mean, might be true.
Chrono Dragon next stage.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What was that from again?
Vanguard.
No, I mean, like, what was the context?
It was like Drag Driver or something.
Oh, I remember what it was. Yes, that was Drag Driver Luard. I'm gonna go find the voice clip, and if I can put it in here, I will.
This was sponsored by.
This week's episode is brought to you by. Hey! Okay, you know what? All right, I'm on board with this. I need to find it.
Now everyone knows the sponsorship is an afterthought.
I mean, the sponsorship was just like made up because I can't get real sponsorships for the show.
It's like writing English paper, right? You just write the paper, then put the introduction.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot easier to know what your paper's about if you've already written it.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing with the sponsorship every week, but like the like, you know, other podcasts are like, this week's episode is brought to you by Blue Apron, or, you know, Studio Headphones, or dollarshave.com, whatever the fuck it is, and just like, I don't think any listeners are like, man, I gotta get me some of that Blue Apron, because why would you? Or or fucking Loot Crate, or whatever it is. It's just stuff, and we're a very niche podcast, and like those kind of things are like, well, are people, or do you have enough listeners who are actually going to buy our stuff? I'm like, I don't even know. I know we get a couple hundred listeners a week, and to you out there, thank you, but like, Blue Apron come sponsor. What? I don't even know where I was going with this, but
Like, I don't know what you're complaining about. That's fine.
I'm not complaining. It's just like, it came out of necessity because it felt like something a podcast should have. And just, I enjoy the fuck out of it every week. It's great.
Only big podcasts have sponsors. We're not a big podcast.
That's true.
We're just a few guys shooting the shit, talking about a children's card game.
Yeah. And we're having a good time. Just three guys having a good time,
A children's card game that we mildly hate.
Look.
I don't know if I necessarily hate it, but...
I definitely hated Giera.
And we would forgive you for that. All right. That's pretty much all I have about this. You guys got anything else?
I got not shit.
All right, my friends. Then thanks for listening to Nexus at Night. You can find us on Twitter at Nexus at Night if you have episode ideas or submissions for Can't Believe You Said That. Or you can find me at Atlas Novak or the Millennial Comic YouTube channel.
You can find me at Wiggums, 2 G's, 2 Z's.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
Any new stuff going on with your blog, or is that like
Nope.
on ice right now? Okay, well, it'll be back eventually, maybe.
Maybe when OTT reveals start.
I mean, you have very nice sketches that I see on like Facebook and stuff, so that's nice. Anyway, until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everyone.